My story today is that of Sir William Marshal, the Earl of Pembroke, who built this castle 800 years ago. He was a tall, well-set man with a strong right arm and a clever mind. He was never defeated in hand-to-hand combat, won over 500 tournaments and battles, and became famous throughout the whole of Europe as the greatest knight, the Marshal. In 1212, the northern barons of England were revolting against King John's tyrannical rule. At the heart of state stood the Marshal, acting as the negotiating bridge between the rebels and the king. But by 1215, the rebels had gained control of London, and the king was in deep, deep trouble. In June 1215, the rebel barons met with the king at Runnymede, the result of which was Magna Carta, the document that laid down the law that kings and princes had to obey, as well as the common people. And then disaster struck because the Pope didn't like this, and he issued a papal bull, which made Magna Carta null and void, and the king reneged on his agreements. The rebellion festered. Then suddenly, in 1216, a year after Magna Carta, the king died suddenly of dysentery, leaving his 9-year-old son Henry on the throne. England was in deep, deep trouble, and the rebel barons were poised to take over the country and install Prince Louis of France as the new King of England. But at this critical point, Sir William Marshal was appointed as the Regent of England to act on behalf of the boy king. And he acted quickly. What he did was he issued Magna Carta again, a revised draft, and got all the loyal barons to sign the document as a sign of their good faith to the new king. But the rebel barons refused all offers of peace terms. So in March and May in 1217, the Marshal acted quickly and decisively. He led a small army of 400 knights and 400 bowmen to Lincoln. Now Lincoln was the headquarters of the rebel barons, their armies, and the armies of the French and Prince Louis. When the Marshal and his small army arrived, they got into the city through an unguarded gate. The Marshal, now at the age of 70, was magnificent. He sat on his great horse, shield and sword in hand, and led his small army street fighting through the lanes of Lincoln, and achieved an amazing victory against all the odds. The French were sent home packing to France. He offered the rebel barons peace terms, and they accepted. He reissued Magna Carta, and the rebel barons signed it as the acceptance of law and order. England had been saved.